Hey everyone, it's Amanda and Derek again with No Cookies for You. I know it's been a little while, but thanks for joining us again. And our big topic today is some of the new CCPA regulations that I know a lot of folks have been talking about. Um, but since it's been a little while, Amanda, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I would say 10 out of 10 today.
Yeah, I guess this is going to be our hot take on the CPPA new regs that passed in August, and it's all the buzz. I still don't, I don't, when I checked up yesterday, I couldn't quite figure out like where it was, like when some of these are in effect, but anyhow. Yeah, it'll be a fun episode. I hope it will give some insights for people who are kind of stuck and they don't know where to start. This is just our hot take, so excited to chat about it.
Yeah, love it. Um, I know we have some cookies today. I've got some sugar cookies from the grocery store, and I did put them in the refrigerator, which is kind of,
That's your thing.
yeah, uh,
That's your jam.
yeah. But what do you have for us today?
Well, I'm planning on going on a run after this. And so I have this honey stinger energy waffle. It's like the street waffles that I had. Well, I still have I only ate the one. I'm waiting for it to get colder so I can put them on a hot cup coffee. But right now I drink iced coffee, so it's really not the season for it. Um, but these are street waffles. They're energy ones that will help, that will prepare for me like to perform, I guess. I don't know. I'm going on a run, so we'll see how they work. But they're good. I started munching on it before the episode, so it's pretty good.
Does it give you a little buzz when you,
I don't know. I have no idea what to expect, but it's tasty. Um, all right. Well, should we dive in?
yeah, let's do it.
So, when you reviewed these regs, what are the things that stood out to you the most, I guess?
Okay, I think for me, the automated decision-making technology and really making sure that you are understanding um, in your organization where those things are happening and having an inventory of it
Yeah.
as well. Um, and I think a lot of folks, maybe they already have something like that in place, but just talking with folks in the space, especially as recently, um, I know it's always been very important, but I think it's going to start getting a lot more attention. And I think a lot of people will be asking about it. So just making sure that having an inventory of it really, really kind of one thing that stood out to me.
Yeah. Uh, Automated decision-making technology stood out to me as well, but it seems like the CPPA is replacing AI with this automated decision-making technology term, and also setting a high bar for something to not be considered automated decision-making technology. So, like, businesses need to have like significant human involvement in the analysis, interpretation, and ability to override ADMT outputs. And so I find that interesting. I think it's going to be really, um, it's going to vary by business, of course, and it'll be fascinating to see how businesses, thread the needle on that, right? What do they consider a DMT. I really screw this up all the time. I always want to say ADTM because like that's an acronym I know, but it's I have to be really it takes a lot of brain power. But additionally, some of the consumer rights, so the right to access, opt out. So I think how businesses thread the needle on this topic, especially, is going to um, vary, and until it is tested, we're really not going to know, like, oh, is that right? Because now we're in kind of the same situation that we were with the original CCPA, and we did until California started having rulings against some companies. We didn't know, like, how was this compliant? Is this, the nuances? So I think it's going to be a very interesting topic to keep an eye on after it goes into effect, and see what the California Privacy Protection Agency does.
Yeah,
What? Go ahead.
I really like that. I think is ADMT a different way of saying we're using AI? Like it,
I think, that's what it kind of sounds like. It's weird, and disclosures, and I don't know. It's gonna be a fun area. I really think that is going to get a lot of attention, and at the conferences, I think that's going to be a huge talking point in the coming year. Like, that's my crystal ball, right? Like, how are we um how are businesses complying with this? I know Tom Kemp, the executive director of CPPA, is speaking at IPPPSR. So that'll be interesting to see if he gives us any insights on what he views as compliant. But yeah, it's going to be a fun space, especially with all the AI stuff going on. Um, Sit back, buckle up.
yeah, maybe we have like an episode where, we talk about just privacy rights and, um, AI and like, you know, like a web form, like your privacy rights, like,
Yeah.
Deleting maybe all the information that I've ever had, interaction with your company's AI agent,
Right.
types thing. The background, like operationalizing and kind of like doing that in practice, I think is going to be something interesting to talk about. But I digress. So I think something else that stood out too, I think, is um, just the risk assessments for significant risk processing, and ADMT falls under that umbrella. Um, I know a lot of us are already doing privacy threshold analysis, DPIAs, PIAs. So I really think just building on top of ADMT, like making sure you're just asking those kind of questions and capturing those things early on. That way you can easily start building that inventory and you can kind of report on it. So I think it just also says again that like make sure you have a privacy risk assessment process in
Mm-hmm.
place, because if you don't, you're going to be very, very far behind. And if somebody comes knocking on your door, right, that's going to likely take up a lot of folks' time and slow down operations, etc., which costs money.
Yeah, I think Q4 is the time for companies to start preparing for these new regs because they're coming, right? Um, and some of them, like the cybersecurity audits, are effective in 2028. But I think people need to have a solid plan in place now, for especially for some of the things that are in the shorter term, right? So the cybersecurity audits I also found interesting, and I think it's probably a good thing for companies to do anyways. So hopefully it's part of a regular business as usual process, and it's not going to be a huge lift. But the other thing that I found particularly interesting is their redefinition of profiling, because previously the standard for profiling and other US privacy laws said um, significant or legally similar effect or something along lines where it was like, if you're not using, you have to be able to affect, have to be affecting someone's livelihood, essentially, right? It didn't incorporate targeted advertising and things like that, because that's not really significant. It's not like someone applying for a loan or applying for a job and using profiling in that way. It was more like based on their interest. And what I found interesting in these regs is any form of automated processing of personal information to evaluate certain aspects of a natural person, but it also include personal preferences, interests, behavior, movements, and location. And so, does this mean like targeted advertising? And it seems like it does, um, which I think, this a disclaimer, this isn't legal advice, but on the surface, it raises a lot of questions, right? Are we changing the definition of profiling? So now we have to have like California opt out of profiling or something like that. And then we keep the same standard for all the other states. It's going to be another um, interesting thing to navigate, as most of us already have a purpose for profiling, and um, certain states can opt out of it, but a lot of businesses aren't in the business of doing the current definition of profiling. They're not denying people jobs with automated decision making. They're not um, preventing loans with audit. So it no, nothing really has reached that bar in most companies' space. But now I think as they weave in personal preferences, I think that's going to it casts a wire net. And I think that's going to be another area where we need to keep an eye on, in my crystal ball. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I totally agree with you there, because I think profiling and targeted advertising kind of go hand in hand. It's like, let's build this profile about the stuff you like, and then, what should we, target to you. So yeah, I think I agree with you.
Awesome. How's your cookie?
It's really good. And actually, I got it from Kroger, which a majority of my paycheck goes to,
Mhm.
which is fine. But yeah, it's actually, it's really good. And again, it's been in the refrigerator. So I kind of like that, that coldness of it. It's not like super soft, kind of gives it that crunchy feel to it. Um, but yeah, how's yours?
Um, I'm almost done. It's actually quite tasty. This honey stinger energy waffles are on point. Um, really tasty, and hopefully it will give me the energy for my run. But I'm not motivated this morning. I'm just not motivated. I need to run because I have a 10K in 2 weeks. Haven't been running. So um yeah, I need to hit the pavement, do at least 4 miles, and then be good.
Do
I'll run to
you
the high school back.
do you run like the full 10K, like when you do the marathons, like you run the whole entire thing?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just a 10K. It's only like 6 miles. So it's not that far. But Yeah, all run is a loose term. Sometimes it is a jog. Really, it's a jog. But I'm not like sprinting. I don't like run fast. I'm a slow runner. But I keep a pace that I can sustain for the entire race. Because that is my goal, is to just keep moving. And if I slow down or I start walking, then I get crampy and it all goes downhill. So yeah, I run the entire time, but I'm not breaking any records, my friend. It's not that impressive. Um, yeah, we'll see. I mean, but the Spartan race, I did not run the whole time. I walked up the hill because that shit's hard. We're gonna have to put a explicit, because I said shit, and we're gonna have to put an explicit disclaimer, foul language used in this episode. Sorry, Derek.
All good. Yeah, I like to go like walking, which is like a combination of walking and jogging, majority walking. But yeah, no, that's awesome. And anything else, Amanda?
I think we're good. We'll just, I think we can wrap it up. Hopefully, our episodes won't be as stretched out. We'll, that summer's over, we'll get back into a rhythm and share content with you more regularly. Apologies for the summer break, but it is what it is. All right, guys. Well, thanks, Derek, for the chat, and thank you to listeners for listening.
Yeah. Thank you, Amanda, and thank you, listeners. Have a
All
great
right.
day.
Have a good day. Bye bye.